Welcome back to the Link to the Past Randomizer Hybrid Major Glitches Tournament. This is Qualifier number 9 out of 12. I'm joined here with Trey Spire. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great. This time we're watching Zeke, Highwind, and vZakat.
Should be an exciting match, the 9th qualifier so far for this first tournament for Hybrid Major Glitches.
Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and get this underway. So for those of you who are wondering, Hybrid Major Glitches is a relatively recent mode. It's sort of sandwiched between the overworld glitches and the major glitches in terms of logic. You are expected to know everything from overworld glitches, but you don't necessarily need to know everything from major glitches. The main things that we do bring to the table are underworld clipping. Things like going from Mire to Hera, and Hera to Swamp, and Spectacle Rock to Palace of Darkness, and an entry clip in Ice Palace. Those are the main 4 clips that get added into the Hybrid Major Glitches logic, but it winds up changing a lot of things compared to overworld glitches. So hopefully we'll get to see some of that.
Yeah, hopefully the randomizer decides to let us see all of the cool, neat tricks that HMG allows us to do.
Now our runners do start with the boots because the boots are honestly a fantastic way of getting around the world and really facilitate a lot of the clips that we'll be doing on the overworld and even some of the methods for doing them in the underworld. And it would be just too much of an advantage to hide them in the world, so in glitch modes, we start with boots. Right off the bat, we're seeing a look at the Hylia ledge and see a heart piece, and we've got 2 red crystals and a green pendant for our light world dungeons.
Always convenient when the good prizes are all in the light world, isn't it?
It is, although Pendant Hera is kind of a bummer because Hera is such a nexus for glitched modes that you usually wind up completing it anyway. You would rather it be a crystal, but green pendant isn't bad.
Absolutely. And already we have a little bit of divergence. Zeke going toward Hobo. I guess they're both going to Hobo, just in different ways.
Yeah, Zeke is trying the faster clip. Is a little too low for it, I think. Zakat just decided to walk across the bottom and just do a traditional fake flipper in. Sort of, just doing it from out of bounds. Unfortunately, Zeke was unable to pull off the fast hobo this time.
True, but it's not entirely a detriment since there were just 10 arrows there.
So a common opener that a lot of people tend to do in both overworld glitches and hybrid major glitches is go ahead and scale the mountain right away. That way you get that mountain save and quit point, and you can do a clip immediately down to the graveyard ledge and get your first bombs.
Definitely worth it, because then you can take those right over to Eseth Mountain. So I believe there's another clip that'll let you go across, so you can hit Paradox and Spiral Cave, if I'm not mistaken.
As well as the floating island. Yeah, we can hit that from the word go.
That's exciting. Yes, Sphere 1.
Yeah, Sphere 1 is rather large in this mode. There's a lot that we can hit, including Palace of Darkness. There are a lot of chests there that we can open up.
Oh, right, because we have that underworld flip that takes you right over there. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Lumberjack just has some red rupees, so we will very likely not see an AGA 1 kill.
Both runners heading right into the forest for a piece of heart just sitting out in the open.
A little dry in terms of progression so far. But we're about to hit the treasure trove of Kakariko. However, we do not have any bombs. Now, there is the bonk rocks next to the fortune teller where you can grab 1 or 2. Well, you get a second one by just probably entering the fortune teller and coming back. But that could be a way of getting your first couple of bombs to open up a bunch of the chests in Kakariko. And it looks like Zakat is going right for that.
Yeah, I definitely don't blame him there. That's something that even I like to do non-glitch modes, honestly, if I had boots this early. Who says no to free bombs?
Depends how you get them, because these are relatively slow compared to getting Graveyard Ledge, if you know how to do that.
True, that is very true. Alright, Blind's Hut. So far looks like it's a whole pile of nothing.
Just as dry as the rest of the world so far.
Almost practically vanilla with all these red rupees here.
Just the piece of heart got moved to the front instead of being in the back.
Yeah, basically. Who knows? Maybe Bottle Merchant will have something and all that money will be worth it.
Hopefully. Now, only having grabbed 2 bombs from those bonk rocks, we might not actually be able to get into the chicken hut unless we're very lucky with a possible bush bomb down by the bombable hut in the southwest corner of the town. Oh, we find some, though.
Plenty, actually. Well, not the worst scam in Hyrule. Not the best, but definitely not the worst. And finally, a key item. 1 Quake medallion.
Actually, we don't know if that's a key item yet.
Quote unquote key item. We have something in our inventory that's not bombs, okay?
Yeah, in this mode, the only medallion we really require out of the player is the Meyer medallion, which could be any one of the 3. The Turtle Rock medallion, we have ways around of entering the dungeon otherwise, so we never need to open up the front of the dungeon. However, some choose to do so in certain time-saving ways, depending on what they want to do after clearing Turtle Rock later on, should that be the case.
Alright, and just a piece of heart on the race game, and we're gonna go right into desert.
Yep, we're not going to cheat the race guide today. There is something to be said about the geometry in the little area below the race game there. It's really, really weird. But we do find our first sword on the desert ledge.
Hey, that's gonna make all those clips up on the mountain that much easier.
Correct, because we do get access to spin speed with that, which makes it very easy to get into slopes, and a lot of the ledges on Death Mountain are guarded by very thin slopes, so we're able to just go right through them, hit the hops, which are technically out of bounds, but that doesn't matter because overworld glitches are allowed. Kind of amazing how our 2 runners are following exactly in each other's footsteps this entire way.
Yeah, I was definitely gonna ask about that. How often does that happen in this mode?
Less than you'd think. There are a lot of options that you have right at the start. A lot of people do tend to go up to Death Mountain at the start, again, for those graveyard bombs. But this whole Kakariko over to Desert loop is a common opener as well. Depending on what you find, though, again, with this being so dry at the start, I could see this traditional opening being more common among people, but if you find any kind of a weapon, you might see South Shore earlier, or you might even see a full clear of the mountain earlier.
Right, and look at this beautiful stink.
It's also not uncommon to see a early check of Sahasrarla's hut over things like Escape. Usually more potent in a Key Sanity mode where you don't know what your green pendant is, but it's still a good play here.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
So here we see our first spin speed clip being put into work to get over to the Grove Ledge Cave, also called Cave 45.
And we are rewarded with more bombs.
Now, you may have noticed that there was this weird break in the screen between things that looked brown and things that looked green. That is a transitional border between two overworld screens. If you hit that in the middle of the screen, you are very, very likely to hardlock your game. So, runners have to be very careful of certain things that they do like that.
That makes sense. It is very interesting to be able to see different ways to be able to clip to these areas. Just between what Zeke and what vZakat are doing. Like, they're both obviously like they both hopped over to K45, but then they both came back over to Agina here in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my brain has never thought about like the different ways you can just glitch through the game.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of different ledges. In fact, they also could have clipped down from the library screen and also hit that area above the checkerboard cave, if they so chose. That's usually not the case, though. Zeke had, or not Zeke, vZakat had to do a little bit of a correction on that DMA that he performed, because I don't think he hit one of the jumps correctly, but he was able to fix it to be able to enter the Old Man Cave. Some good knowledge on that.
Indeed, and we have a little bit of divergence as Zeke goes over to Uncle.
Yeah, this is uncommon for a lot of glitched people, actually, to see escape this early. It's a common joke that, oh, we've hit the hour mark, must be time to check escape now.
And we see 50 rupees being thrown everywhere.
Alright. vZakat looks like he's heading straight into Hera here. He's performing a screen wrap clip to go from the bottom of this mountain screen, wrap around the bottom, up to the top, and land right on the stairs of Tower of Hera. Where he's trying to is a little high to do that. He's just going to opt for the spin speed clip. It's going to put him... Oh, nope.
That is the incorrect way to go.
Oh, he could have transitioned into going to pod from that. He could have.
Darn. No, I probably in his mind there is a much bigger priority at the moment.
Mm-hmm. All right, there we go.
Oh, and there's our Moon Pearl sitting in the cage in Hera.
Not a terrible Moon Pearl spot, so certainly happy to see it early on. In fact, the placement of the Moon Pearl is one of those things that really differentiates hybrid major glitches versus regular major glitches. With regular major glitches, you might be required to fake flute around on the overworld in the dark world in order to find your pearl, which can be really tedious. Which is partially one of the reasons why hybrid major glitches wound up being created.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it opens up so many crazy possibilities for item placement. All right, Zeke going back to Dark Cross. So far, all he's gotten out of here is Ether. Which, like Quake, may not even be a necessary item.
I finally see our Graveyard Ledge, which led to just some more money. Now, because vZakat did a DMD sort of clip, and that the Graveyard Ledge doesn't change your camera or anything, we wind up with a free Houlihan. So that can be a nice way to farm up some rupees if you're thinking of doing a Zora play sometime soon. Still a little bit short, though.
That's super neat to know, though. I like that.
It can be a bit of a detriment if you're thinking, okay, I did Graveyard Ledge. Oh wait, I have gloves. I can go to the back of Escape. No, that doesn't work. You'll just tool a hand.
Right, right. Oh,
We're
hey.
also getting, yeah, another escape play out of vZakat here. Again, very early for most glitch modes.
Which this will give Zakat his Zora money, so when he decides to go back up the mountain, he can very easily just hop down, as far as I know, and be in the Zora area.
Correct. Now, unfortunately, if you went from the mountain down to Zora, you wouldn't really have a way, or at least with their current inventory, they don't have a way of performing any kind of fake flippers or splash deletion, so the waterfall cave might be orphaned in that way. So you'd probably be better off just still going through the south shore to reach the Zora area.
Very true. Very true.
So now we're seeing a Death Mountain play out of Zeke, doing pretty much the same clip. It is a relatively newer clip compared to other methods that we had of getting up the Death Mountain, but it just turns out that it's the fastest way, including getting the old man. So once Zeke is done turning in the old man, I believe we'll see a Hera play here, which will reward Zeke with the Moon Pearl. Or nope, this is a Graveyard Ledge first. Ooh, not quite. I think that the diagonal input that you need while you're in midair was not held, so the clip wound up failing.
I definitely learned that yesterday, I'll tell you that. The number of times I failed that clip.
There we go.
There it is.
Gets it the second try.
Very
and instead
nice.
is going to King's Tomb first.
Ooh.
So,
Interesting.
Note how Zeke did not have the gloves, but was still able to pick up the Dark Rock.
Yes, I was about to question that, actually.
So, what's happening is, with that jump from the top of the Graveyard Ledge there, we actually ran right in the middle, or we're able to kick ourselves to being right between the bush and the rock. And when we pick it up, the game says, oh, this is a bush, but actually picks up the rock instead. So it doesn't actually do a glove check. It's great.
Interesting. That's also super neat. I'm gonna say that a lot today, and I apologize now.
Oh no, it's fine.
But alright, Zeke gets his Moon Pearl.
So we also have to note that in Tower of Hera, these are the only two chests that we can open when we don't get any keys. So we know right now that the only way to get to upstairs of Hera is by clipping from Meyer.
Does HMG not factor in Herapot by chance?
It does not factor in Herapot at all. So that is one thing to keep in mind, is when you do not see a key in the front of Hera, then you know you must come from Meyer. Actually, if you don't find the big key at all in the downstairs, you could find the small key, and if you don't find the big key in the tile room basement, then you also know, again, it's got to come from Meyer then to get upstairs.
Alright, both of our runners heading over on the east side of the mountain. Zakat getting 50 rupees out of Spiral.
Zeke checking out the floating island real quick before committing to any of the caves.
This is a very rich seed.
Well, rich in money, sure.
Oh, true. We have, like, no items, but, you know. Oh, I'm sorry. It was 300 rupees, not 50. My bad.
Well, I do imagine we will see a Zora play out of at least one of these runners from here. Oh, we do see a hook shot out of the top part of Paradox. Oh, we do get a save and quit out of Zakat, so no Zora that way. Might just go to South Shore and combo it that way.
Yeah, as you were saying, there's no way to easily fake flipper in the Zora area right now. So I could definitely, I can see him going to South Shore and then just fake flippering up.
Now, we did get a bottle full of Blue Potion. Blue Potion is arguably the most important kind of potion that we can find in glitch mode, because that allows us to fake flute on the overworld, even if we're in the dark world, which can be useful situationally, but if you can find a use for it, you'll probably save time.
There's our second sword.
Alright, so Zeke is opting to stay on the mountain here. Where are we going from here?
This could be Graveyard Ledge, since he didn't do it, possibly. Or I'm lying.
Or we're just really thinking about certain things. Oh, okay, that... I'm not sure if that was lucky or not. It didn't look like we hit the slope on the walk down. That may have been a lucky jump.
Hey, it worked. You gotta count your blessings when they happen, right?
Yeah.
We got a lamp in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Well, that's our fire source, or our first one anyway. And now Zeke is cashing in a Houlihan. And comboing that into a South Shore check. Not a bad option. Unfortunately, the Ice Rod Cave doesn't wind up being much, but we do see an armed water walk out of Zakat and dashing out of the cave. So we are going to see a Zora play here. And we already did see Hobo out of Zakat earlier on, so he's not going to be dashing around for that one.
Not too much on the waterfall. Hopefully, all this money is going to pay off when Zora gives us something great, like a hammer, right?
Well, that depends if there's anything good on the ledge, because we can get really only one of the two considering our inventory. Ooh, there's a glove on the ledge? Alright, I guess...
that might be slightly more important.
Yeah, we'll see what Zora gives out, but I fully expect to see a dash back for those gloves. Okay, yeah, we're going for those gloves. So this is a little bit of an interesting clip. We do have to worry about a whole bunch of Zoras coming by. It would be good to use your... Ooh. Clipped in just enough for that to work. Wow.
Wow, that was pretty good.
I was very worried that Zakat was going to wind up stuck there and would have to save and quit out, but made it through. This was actually one of the points where it would be very helpful to use a sword out with a hook shot and do your hook speed that way, because then you can move just straight right and left into the slope and reach your jumping points much quicker than just doing the manual clips, which are more difficult to do when going to the right because it's at essentially half speed. So both of our runners getting kind of lucky with various clips here.
Oh yeah, incredibly so, and you'll love to see it. Zakat heading into the back of Escape.
These are the last chests that we haven't seen back here. And we find the shovel, so off to do some side questing. Or we're just going to head to the Dark World right away. This, actually, it depends. We might see a Tower of Hera clear, or at least trying to get up there. Or we might see a Dark World entry. Okay.
More than likely Dark World.
I wonder if Zakat is doing a Death Mountain Super Drop here. Let's see, we have Pendant, T-Rock, and Palace of Darkness.
So hey, maybe that their Ether medallion is gonna come in handy for Meyer.
Either that or Quake, one of the two. But I do believe that Zakat is going to do a Death Mountain Super Drop here. Is going to be going from the Dark World Death Mountain all the way down to the swamp area. And this is a really fun clip because you get to see Link zip by the screen 4 times, and then another 4 times.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh yeah. Now we do actually need to enter the Swamp Palace here because entering dungeons winds up fixing your camera, and if we did not fix our camera, then any transition north would probably hard lock you. So we do need to do that in and out real quick.
Which means it's Hype Cave time. Well, I guess it's not so hype.
I don't know, finding a boomerang is nice. I like
Yeah.
boomerangs.
Yeah, I suppose.
I'm interested to see if Zakat knows of how to clip from below the digging game up through to Thieves Town from here. I mean, it's not a difficult set of clips, it's just knowing to do them. Otherwise, this winds up being a rather short trip to the south area.
So that's also a thing you can do?
Yeah.
That'll be exciting to see. Meanwhile, we have Zeke going up Heros.
Yeah, we will see a Moldorm kill. We'll see if we find a big key or a small key in the one small chest that we have up here. Nope, it's a map. And we get a 2-dig game for just a heart piece. And now Zakat is heading down into the mire area. We will see some glitched graphics because the game actually doesn't load the transparency effect of the rain properly. So it'll look a little weird for a little bit. But once he comes out of the mire hut cave, it'll be fixed. We have an ether medallion for the mire entry. So we can go in there right now, but I don't think it's worth it yet.
More than likely not. But keep in mind, that ether is in Hyrule Castle. So if a lot of runners like to put off going into Hyrule Castle, they might take some time to get that.
Very true.
And Moldorm is down. Alright, looks like Zeke is gonna follow suit into the Dark World.
And Zakat is doing the correct clips to get up to the Village of Outcasts area. Just a couple of upwards to get up and around.
Oh, well, that's fun.
You do have to be a bit careful because we are at the left edge of the world, and transitioning left from here is not great in the Dark World. There is a way to use it in the Light World to map wrap from Kakariko over to Eastern, but there isn't such an analog for the Dark World. And map wraps are prone to hard locks.
That sounds about right. Meanwhile, Zeke also finding out that TR is also in the Ether Medallion.
Interestingly, he's opting to open it here, when he doesn't have Cane of Samaria or anything. Could be just hedging a bet for later.
Very possible. All right, Zakat right into Thieves Town.
So interestingly, Zakat actually has to be careful here in Thieves Town if he wants to clear out more of the Dark World afterward. If he winds up dying within this dungeon, then the game will actually set his world variable to Light World, which puts him in a fake world state. Now, fake worlds are tricky to explain because the terminology is confusing. But essentially, we'll be on a Dark World overworld screen, but the game will think we're in the Light World, and when we transition away from that overworld screen, then the game will correctly resolve us back to the world that it thinks we're in, and put us in the real Light World. There is a way to fix it, but you need the mirror to do that.
Which Zeke just got, by the way, out of Hookshot Cave.
Well, no hope of finding it here in Thieves then for Zakat.
Right? He also got a bow, which is also worth mentioning.
And the Ice Rod, which hopefully will not come into play here.
Oh, you don't want to go into Independent TR, sure?
Well, entering, sure, but I don't want to go kill Trinex. He's a good guy.
Very true, very true.
So this is a Pendant TR, and realistically we only have about 2 chests that we can check. I don't necessarily agree with this play, because there are a lot of keys within Turtle Rock, and it's not likely that we're going to really find anything we need.
Right, yeah, because keys can be, you know, wherever they feel like, pretty much. Within reason. Just more so in this mode, it feels like.
Absolutely. In fact, the Turtle Rock logic is somewhat similar. It's somewhat similar to entrance logic, only that the big key cannot be on Laser Bridge or Crystal Roller.
Right, as I've heard, there are clips to get into there, but they're very much so prone to hard locking the game, so they're not in logic.
That or the they're much more complex than other glitches that we prescribe to overworld glitch modes. So we do like keeping the overworld somewhat simple for all of this. I mean, the actual execution of stuff we want to keep simple.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. We also did see on Zakat's side, we did get the fire rod out of the attic in Thieves Town. So unfortunately, we are a Cane of Samaria away from Trinex here.
Yeah, with the big key still unknown within Turtle Rock, I believe. So with that mirror, Zeke is actually performing a screen-wrapped mirror placement. So because he went off the bottom of the mountain and wrapped up to the top, his local and global position desynced a bit, and so where he placed that mirror portal is actually in the castle courtyard. And going into that mirror portal will put him right on the... Oh no, he just lost it. But it would put you right in the Pyramid Fairy. Unfortunately, a save and quit winds up clearing your mirror portal placement, so...
We'll just
if
have
he
to set
wants...
it up again.
Yep.
Oh hey, look at that beautiful hammer.
So Zakat is running into, I think, more useful progression on a lot of this here. Now, the bow, for sure, is very useful to have, but the hammer, I think, is a little bit better. At least, in my opinion, it is.
I would agree, especially since we have the hammer gives us natural Darkworld access, so we don't have to enter from the mountain every time now.
Yeah, that's one of the features of glitch modes, is that you wind up on the mountain a lot.
Looks like Zeke is fake fluting.
Okay, opting to use that instead of graveyard clips to reach the castle courtyard after setting the mirror portal. Meanwhile, we're getting a dip of Skull Woods out of Zakat. And unfortunately, because of how high as... Oh, nope, never mind. I thought that Zeke was going to have to go in and out of Pyramid Fairy a couple of times. That mirror portal placement seemed a little high. But we also find Tempered on the Pyramid Ledge. So, that is very nice.
Zeke hopping in the water here, heading over to where Purple Chest normally is, and Hammer Pegs.
Now, while he cannot do the hammer pegs due to, of course, lacking hammer, he can actually get out of that area that is normally blocked by the Dark Rocks using the hook shot. So, hopefully we'll get to see that here. You actually do need a bit of momentum to be able to clip out of the water here. It's kind of weird. Swimming is just very weird in this game, and nobody really likes it. I wonder if we're getting a lookup of how to do a trick here on Zeke's side.
It is fairly new as far as I'm aware.
Yes, it is very new. Only a couple of weeks old, I think.
Meanwhile, we have Zakat taking on Mothula.
Able to spam the fire at a fair bit, because we do have that half magic. Uh-oh. Zeke's opting to just say, screw it, I'll do something else instead. A bit of an unfortunate time loss on that.
It is, but sometimes you just have to go and keep checking things. Otherwise, you're never gonna pull ahead.
Yeah, gotta know when to cut your losses. I wonder what Zeke is trying to do now, because he kind of just walked by the portal again. Was he thinking of going to pod but wound up jumping down or something? Or I'm not sure what this is yet.
Yeah, I'm also not quite sure. Did he just miss the portal? Because he definitely hopped up into Hera and then walked back down and went back into Hera. It's like,
Also opted to look for a fairy from the bushes. I guess we're just going to do a traditional DMD from here. Head over towards the Bumper Ledge and Village of Outcasts from the north side, instead of doing the super jump that vZakat did earlier.
interesting that he chose to not go look at Bumper first.
Yeah, that might be a bit of a problem, because that does house our hammer. Meanwhile, vZakat is opting to go to Palace of Darkness using a weird screen-wrapped clip that is a bit faster than walking up to the cave normally. Now, here we get to see our first underworld clip. It's a simple bomb clip. Now, bomb clips are necessary for the underworld because slopes behave just a little bit differently. So we aren't able to do the dash buffers that we'd normally see on the overworld. However, we can still get knocked back into the slope if the knockback and such are correct, which we wind up being able to set with our own bombs. Now, interestingly, on top of that, because we started in the Spectacle Rock Cave, the game thought we were still in a cave even once we entered the rooms that look like Palace of Darkness. And because of that, we were in something called Cave State. And Cave State has an interesting property where it sets your keys to 255, which happens to be a value the game checks to see whether or not it should draw that little key counter next to your arrows. On top of that, doors only care if your key count is 0. Only then it just doesn't open. Otherwise, the doors will open and subtract 1 for your key count. So we're able to open that front door of Palace of Darkness from the Kiki skip clip that we did from Spectacle Rock, essentially saving a key for the entire route.
It seems super useful.
It really is.
So is it possible for the logic to not put a key in those? Like it still has to follow normal pod logic.
I believe it does. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe it does. I actually think I'm only about 60% sure on whether or not it follows normal pod key logic instead of that. I'm not very sure at all.
Now, see, now I want to know. I might do some digging afterwards. I wasn't sure if, like, opening that door in Cave State was, like, a required thing or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that it might be necessary to enter the dungeon from this way. And I know for sure that you're not expected to open any chests in this way for other problems that can happen, but I wasn't sure about whether the key logic is very much the same. And I am willing to trust Krellbell on whether or not the key logic is the same, and he is saying that, yeah, it is normal.
Okay.
And that it does not require you to open that door while in Cave State. Now, I did mention some problems with opening chests while in Cave State, and those are that, especially because this is not a key sanity mode, all the keys and big keys are what we call generic, meaning that when you collect them, they apply to whatever the game thinks your current dungeon is. Which, when you're in Cave State, means the game thinks you're in a cave. If, for some reason, you open up a chest that houses the big key while you are in Cave State, you no longer can get that big key for the dungeon.
Right, and it's considered a cave big key, which does you a whole lot of no good.
Correct. Now
I definitely remember another race, actually one of these that I sort of was lurking in, that one of the runners ended up going from Meyer to Hera to the other one, Swamp, that one. and ended up getting all of the big keys for all 3 dungeons in Meyer State.
Yeah, and that is not unheard of, really. You are only expected to open up key doors going from Mire to Hera to Swamp, and specifically only the 1 key door in Swamp that you need to open from Mire State. Other key doors are not expected in the logic, such as if you wanted to open up the Hera basement from Mire. I'm pretty sure that you need to at least find the small key in Hera and then use it on that door.
That makes sense.
And really, the only reason we get to use that 1 Mire key for Swamp is because of that dark basement key door that houses a very worthless rupee room.
Alright, Pod looked like it had a whole lot of nothing but powder.
Yeah, and we did see Zakat use the potion camera unlock to get past the Bowlock side, since he has not been over to the Hookshot Cave yet. Which we might see very quickly here, and that may prompt a GT climb, even though we do lack Samaria. Because Samaria does still lock the right-hand side of Ganon's tower.
Right.
However, we do have access to the tower in general due to a similar clip as the Hera clip. And in addition to that, the junk fill that you normally expect to see in your non-glitched modes is not present here, which means that we could find a good amount of progression in GT. Key word there is could. It is not guaranteed at all.
Yeah. If I could hazard a guess, once Zakat could actually end up going into GT at any time now, since he has Hookshot Hammer. Like, that left side is fully open.
Mm-hmm. And with the bow, if you find this bow out of Hookshot Cave that we're about to get on Zakat's side, with that, you're able to climb the tower and at least defeat Agatha too. And doing all of that in one trip usually feels pretty good.
I can imagine. This is still a 7-7 defeat Ganon seed, so GT is still required.
Yes, GT is required. The cutscene to open it requires 7 crystals, but actually getting into it only requires the Moon Pearl.
Right. Oh, or we'll go see Catfish.
Yeah, I expect to see a GT dip off of a save and quit, so actually coming out here to Catfish is good, because he did not go for that in terms of going in and out of Pod, and this is a very easy location to orphan.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That makes a lot of sense.
Now, in terms of what does he do from here, I don't know.
Stocking up on potions, so we can take Flute around if necessary.
Zeke getting a little bit blocked by this fire snake and trying to do the stair clip, or the rail clip to the stairs in Mire here.
Oh, hello, Eastern. Okay, that's fun.
Yeah, not a bad option when you find the bow at this point, to just go right into Eastern. And I guess chaining it with the potion shop trip is pretty good too. I'm fine with it. Okay, looks like we're getting a manual clip out of Zeke here. Now, there is a bomb clip set up for this particular clip, which does take us into Hera, but the weird quirk about it is that you have to actually move the wall by triggering the cutscene. Otherwise, the bomb clip just doesn't work. It was actually really funny. We believed that this bomb clip was impossible for the longest time, because everybody would always try to figure it out from a certain preset that was before the cutscene was moved, and then someone was trying it on one where it was after, and it worked, and we were like, how did you do that? How did that work?
Hey, one small difference is all it takes, right?
Yeah. And then it went to being, it went from being impossible to one of the easiest bomb clips.
So learn this one first. Gone.
But one of the interesting things about it is that because it requires the wall to be moved to do the bomb clip, you might actually... Actually, I'm trying to think of how the logic intends it, because... I'm trying to think now. Because I'm pretty sure bomb clips technically aren't in logic because of the fact that they deal damage. But I swear I remember hearing something about certain things being fire-locked in Swamp because of it, but I'm trying to remember how that makes sense now. I'm probably not going to figure it out here.
Hey, Zeke into Swamp Palace.
Yep. Opening the required door with the small key. And getting a couple more checks of chests before exiting the dungeon. Now, unfortunately, without the flippers, we are unable to complete Swamp at this time. But having it open is nice.
And vitally opening up that front door in case this is not a small key, and it is not.
Yeah, in fact, that one chest is why the whole Meyer Harris Swamp thing might be required in a seed. That one chest, which has a 1 in 10 chance of holding a small key. If it has a small key, you don't need to come from Meyer. If it doesn't have a small key, you have to come from Meyer.
vZakat finishing up Eastern Palace, grabbing his 3rd crystal. And in the meantime, it looks like Zeke's going to make his way over to Pod.
Lacking that hammer, unfortunately, means that, oh, and going for the insta-clip but not getting the correct inputs during the knockback means that the clip did not quite work. And I was going to say that without the hammer, being able to defeat Helmasaur is kind of a feels bad here for Zeke. Meanwhile, this does look like a GT dip out of Zakat. So we will see, at the very least, the left side of GT, hopefully the upstairs as well.
Uh, 20 rupees off of the green pen. Unfortunate. Well, you were hoping we could climb.
And we found the big key, so we will be able to climb. So, as far as completion for the seed, the main thing that we're looking for at this point is just the flippers. That is the last thing we need in order to complete this seed. We have everything else we need. We only need the one glove to reach Cold Stare. We would need a second if flippers wind up. We would need the second glove if the flippers are within Ice Palace itself. Because there are two logical ways into Ice Palace. First is the normal rock that you pick up with the mitts. The second is a screen-wrapped clip that uses the flippers.
So what about the cane for Meyer?
Yeah, that's another one we do need. Sorry, forgot about that. Yeah, we do also need the cane.
I wasn't sure if there was some strange clip that
No.
I didn't know about.
No, there isn't. I kind of blanked on that one. Well,
It's
there's
okay.
our second glove, so we do have access to Ice Palace now. Although that also does put the Smith chain in logic, which is actually kind of rare to see in glitched modes. We do have other ways of getting through the Smith chain without the mitts, using either the mirror or a potion, but those are not considered to be in logic, so finding the mitts is usually not a good sign.
Man, normally I get super excited when I find mitts. It's hard to hear that you don't want them.
Yeah, it makes certain things easier, but it puts other things in logic that are kind of slow to check.
So the worst thing that could happen would be, a cane in Ice Palace, right? Because then we don't even get to do the fancy icebreaker nonsense.
Right. Oh man, yeah. Master Sword Armos is not a good time. Master Sword actually deals less damage than Fighter Sword against Armos. Unless you're doing either pokes or spins. At this point, I would actually switch over to a Rod, because the Rods only need 6 shots to kill one of the Armos, and we do have half magic here.
Yeah, and I guess the cost was trying to save his arrows for the climb, so he must be planning on climbing. Hey, flippers, and another bow.
Well, Zakat's arrow count was actually a bit scary there. Could save it with the arrows, the arrow pot within Mimics 2, but otherwise was getting dangerously low on arrows in total. So finding that silver, that second bow, was pretty helpful for him.
Incredibly. And that lovely vanilla red veil. You never really get to say that, do you?
No, not often. Usually because in most other non-glitch modes, you're hardly ever opening the GT big chest anyway. So Zeke really needs to get that hammer off of Bumper Ledge, but unfortunately is going for a GT check. Now, there's not too much that Zeke can do. Really just the 2 chests in Hope Room and the torch. Unfortunately, he's not going to find much here.
I think at most, if my memory serves me correct, there's a mushroom on this right side.
Which will unfortunately lead him further and further away from the hammer.
Oh,
okay,
nope,
so no mushroom. Mushroom was later on.
Yep, this is why you just don't trust my memory. It's fine.
I like to think mine is good, but then sometimes it fails me.
I want to assume no, but Zeke hit the crystal switch there, and I'm assuming that has not that does nothing. Correct? Like it's just
in Hera, yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
At least not if you just exit the dungeon right away.
I figured I would ask, as there's a lot I don't know, and I just want to make sure that I'm not missing something.
There's nothing to my knowledge that happens that way. There could be some weird thing that sprouts from that someone is going to look into, and all of a sudden we have a brand new glitch on our hands, but I kind of doubt it.
It'd be wonderful.
But now we finally see that hammer on Zeke's side. Either a sigh of frustration or relief, I'm sure, happened from that.
I'm sure a "why is that there" escaped from his mouth.
Ooh, and Zakat gets foosted. Knocked by those guards on the falling conveyor bridge there.
So, 100%, I will admit, I was not counting the items in Thieves Town.
I did not either, so...
Is there something in the big chest?
I'm not sure.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I'm being told via chat that there is a small key in the big chest, so my hopes that, there's possibly a silly cane in the big chest there have been dashed.
Well, we are nearly done with GT here on Zakat's side. We will have Agatu dead, and because this is a 7 crystals Ganon, we still need to finish off all the dungeons. GT is not necessarily the end game.
Still a necessary step, but not quite to the end.
It does add an interesting little wrinkle towards the end of how do I get back to the pyramid, depending on which dungeon you finish last and what your equipment is. We have a lot of equipment here. We're going to have Mitt's hammer mirrors, so pretty much anywhere we are in the world, there is going to be some way to probably use like the swamp portal or the portal outside of Eastern in order to get to the pyramid towards the end.
Right,
but it is still interesting to see what route players will take to reach that.
I missed where Zakat got his third sword.
I did too. I was probably explaining something else at the time and wasn't watching what was going on screen.
I'm just sitting here going, huh, they both have tempered, it's fine, right? We know where 3 of them are. Ah, oh, because he just got it. The last sword is at the top of GT. Thanks, chat. You are all wonderful.
Now with that flippers that we found in GT behind Ice Armos, we're gonna do a Ice Palace dip. So no fancy icebreaker this time. At least, not immediately. We could get lucky and find it in the Pengator chest. But here we get to see the clip past the entrance, which lets you get past that room without Fire Rod or Bombos, and can be logically required. So that would be another feels bad as if you had to enter Ice Palace without those, just to need to do that entry clip and find it inside the dungeon. But not the case for this seed, but that is a thing that can happen.
So I was sitting here going, wait, how is this logically required? But then I realized you could just have fire sources in here, which sounds terrible. I like it. Down goes blind for Zeke.
And since he found that Fire Rod in the attic chest, I imagine that a Skullwoods play is very soon to happen.
I imagine so too.
Got correctly paused after falling in the hole there. It does actually change your position very slightly if you wind up falling in the hole and then immediately hold left. If you wait, it's actually a little bit different, and so makes the your normal cues for Ice Palace bomb jumping work. So that is something that that is something that can happen there.
That's actually really good to know. Ice Palace the old-fashioned way is always a treat to see.
You may have noticed a couple of people in chat mentioning a key steal. If you do choose to melt the entry Freezor, then go to the next room, get the key off of the jellyfish there. You could then do the entry clip and have a key later on, and not need to do that loop through the bomb jump room that Zakat, or the hookshot room with the red jellyfish that Zakat just did.
Oh, you're right. I like that, actually. It's not often I think about, like, if you're gonna steal a key, you're gonna steal that key in particular. So far, Ice Palace is not panning out too well.
Well, we are on the hunt for only 1 item, so with only 3 items in Ice Palace, the odds are not necessarily in its favor.
True. I can have hopes, okay?
And I will be here to dash them.
Ah.
So Zeke, just cleaning up the backside of Skull Woods, still has the front area to do, I believe.
I believe so. I believe you're right.
And then after that, I could see a Ganon's Tower dip on Zeke's side to pick up the flippers, and there was at least one other thing there. Oh yeah,
Mitts were there.
the mitts were there. There was another bow there. There was the mushroom there.
All sorts of goodies just chilling in GT.
Which, by the way, we have not seen a mushroom turn-in yet on Zakat's side. Granted, there hasn't been a whole lot of opportunity to do that yet, but it is something to keep in mind.
Very smooth cold stare fight there.
Yeah, Gold Sword is very strong against the frozen puffs. So now that we are done with Ice Palace, I could see a Swamp Palace dip from here. Zakat has not unlocked the swamp area yet. That is something that Zeke did, I think. I don't think Zakat did.
No, not yet.
Yeah. Although I think we might be getting a mushroom check here. Nope, I'm wrong.
We're going left. Well, ooh, my words. I'm sorry. This is probably. I don't know what this is. Never mind.
Oh, sick
oh
kid check, because we never turned in the bottles that we found earlier on.
Well, that was the answer.
My goodness, there's the cane. So Zakat has reached go mode. This is now a prime time to go straight for Misery Mire. The reeds!
Oh, what a place Mire is right now, too, because, well, I guess we're going to do desert first, but, like, if you get over to Mire, you just flip, or mirror, do desert, do Mire, go back into Mire, do swamp. Like, that's just it's a really clean set of locations.
Yeah, and those are the last 3 dungeons that Zakat needs to do, so this is essentially his path for the next bit of it.
And we just missed Zeke getting into Ice Palace.
Zeke opted to go for the mirror wrap. It is technically out of logic for Zeke to be in Ice Palace right now. While that mirror wrap is a way into the palace, it is not considered to be logical access. Which, unfortunately, since we know where Flipper... This means that we're not going to find either Flippers or Mitts here, which might be something he is looking for. Even though we already know that's the case, just kind of trying to look at it from his perspective.
Right. At this point, I mean, if he has to know that Mitts and Flippers can't be here, so he's clearly looking for a cane, hoping there's a cane here.
And at the very least, just completing the dungeon in its entirety.
Right. It is a crystal. It does need done. Oh, you know what? I forget that you can clip up here, like that. So, you know, doing desert first makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. Also, since we are, of course, lacking that flute, which, by the way, means that flute is absolutely unnecessary for all logic in overworld glitches and in hybrid major glitches. It is just a nice-to-have item.
Who needs a flute when you have bottles?
Or the boots.
Or the boots.
Oh, we get a bird toss!
Hooray! I love it.
In fact, flute is so useless to a lot of people in these kind of modes that even if they wind up finding flute, midway through the seed, they just don't activate it.
Yeah, no reason to.
Yeah, it just takes a bit too much time to find your way over to Kakariko again, and activate it. It just doesn't wind up saving that much time overall. So I am actually curious. I'm going to try to pay a bit more attention to the items that Zakat does find here. He doesn't need to really open anything. I'm not entirely sure he knows that, though.
He does need his big key.
That is true. He does need that, so... We are going to see at least some stuff opened up.
Yeah, and I... Oh,
there it is.
There. Alright, cool. And he has one small key for his trek over to Swamp Palace.
But, okay, so he is going to take the... Oh, he would either have to find another small key or go up through the hourglass room. Or, when he comes back in, find another small key. Because he's using one here, and now he doesn't have one.
Yeah, and you definitely need one going into Swamp, so you can open up that one door.
Correct. So he will have to search for another key. Now instead of going over to the right side of Meyer like he did, he could have gone up the left side through the hourglass room, because the only thing that blocks you to Vitreous that way is a big key door. And thus he could have saved that key instead.
Right. I think it's a little faster to go from the compass chest, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is faster going that way, especially if you exit out to the right from there. The hourglass room is right there.
Maybe he's banking on Viddy having a small key.
Maybe that is a potentially lucky play. This spooky is not going to work for you, Zakat. The anti-fairies have already started moving. This is not going to work for you, boy.
It was worth the effort. Well, yeah. I say worth.
It's important to know which transitions wind up resetting enemy positions and which don't. Turns out that doorway between the first couple of spooky rooms there do not reset enemy positions.
Silver Vitreous.
And ending with just the right amount of silver arrows for Ganon.
Well, no small key, so we're gonna be hunting for one.
Yeah, I'm curious how Zakat will go about doing that. Which chests is he going to take and what route for it? Because it is a little uncommon, I would say, to be in that kind of a position. There are two others to find within the dungeon itself. Or if he really doesn't feel like searching, can just go all the way up to the fishbone room. Although that is really out of the way and slow.
Looks like we're gonna check the big chest first.
Oh, we can't get this other chest because we're locked by pegs. At least not yet. Meanwhile, we are getting a GT dip out of Zeke here. Gonna run into those mitts, the bow, and the flippers, and the mushroom. Although the mushroom, we don't know if it even does anything yet. It certainly doesn't do anything useful for us here.
Right. I mean, what worst case we get, but like our flute is sitting on mushroom. We don't want that.
Especially because at that point we're already by the potion shop. We might as well just buy blue potions.
Right? Exactly. Like I said earlier, the seed has been very friendly with money.
Oh, I think we might be seeing a dip up to... Oh, are we? I don't know. You could have gone that way.
No.
He could have gone that way around to go get to the chest that he just unlocked by hitting the blue pegs. But instead opting to go around to the bridge.
Yeah, because there's two chests left and 2 small keys left, and I'm pretty sure he would rather do this one than cutscene.
Yeah. And there it is. Yeah, I don't believe we've seen a powder check out of either runner, and maybe that will help Zeke to try to check the sick kid as a return trip to Kakariko to turn in that powder check. I hope that's the case. I believe that's what vZakat was doing right before he found Kane.
I believe so. Though Zeke doesn't have powder.
Oh, that's right, he doesn't. Oh no. And can't even do the can't even think about fake powder because no Kane of Samaria.
Yeah, and there's not a lot to send Zeke back over to Kakariko to get that cane.
Now, Zeke has already been into Turtle Rock, so I kind of imagine that we're not going to see another dip that way.
More than likely, no. I would definitely think we're not going to.
If anything, I expect to see a smith chain first.
Yeah. Which, actually, that could be what drives him back over to Kakariko to get his cane.
Also true. Yeah, that might be the saving grace there, that we do part of the smith chain and hammer pegs and all that jazz. Meanwhile, turning in the bottle from Sick Kid, provided it hasn't been forgotten.
Good old diver down over in the first this part here. You never get to see it.
Well, you do in this mode, for sure.
You do here, absolutely.
Little bit of trouble with that last Armos on Zeke's side. vZakat correctly opening up the key door. You'd be surprised at how many people have forgotten to actually touch that door, myself included.
I can imagine how devastating that is. Because then you have to go back to Myra and do all those clips again.
Not necessarily. You could just go back to Hera because you've already unlocked the one key door that was in your way. And depending on if you left any small keys behind that you could reach, really any of them in Swamp.
Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. Never mind. You are correct.
Yeah, so you can speed it up a little bit going that way. Should that happen.
Don't even care what's in that chest. War and go.
Yep.
Oh man, I'm just wrapping my head around this now. So Zakat's gonna kill Viddy and then go straight to Ganon.
You mean Argus, but yes, just has to
Yes, that
dash.
one.
Yeah, just has to dash the other eyeball boss.
Yeah, they're all eyeballs. What do you want from me? I swear I know this game. I promise. But yeah, like I'm so used to, oh, you have 7 crystals, go up GT, you're good. No, that's done already.
Yep. And actually, Zeke is going up GT as we speak. Oh, I'm loving those jokes in chat. They're great.
Listen, I'm sorry.
No,
Please joke at my expense. No,
it's great. I love it.
Moldorm does have a bunch of eyes and Randomizer.
Yeah.
I've seen him with 8.
Yeah, and it can be required that you need the Meyer medallion to reach him.
Very true, very true.
Alright, so there's our last crystal for Zakat. Just a nice little dash over to Ganon. There is some potential speed tech that we might see here. I don't know if we will. But ideally, a lot of people like to have Hookshot on Ganon, and Hookshot is really useful for some overworld movement. Now, typically you'll see people switch to the hammer to item dash the bridge, but there's another clip that we can do right before that bridge screen that winds us getting... that puts us past the hammers on the bridge, but also uses the hookshot. And I think we are going to see it out of Zakat here. Awesome.
Oh. Ooh, I like it.
So, we may have... I don't know if we did see that out of Zeke doing some Death Mountain descents, but the technical term for the that clip where Link is kind of just walking across the screen like that is actually called funny auto walk thing.
Ah. Okay. I like it.
That is the official name for it. It happens when you wind up causing a transition, but Link is like partially on both sides of the screen, sort of. Technically. It's weird. It's funny. It gives you an auto walk. It's a thing.
Aptly named. 10 out of 10. Oh, hey, there's that butter sword that chat told me about. Thanks.
Alrighty, just a little bit more silver in there. A little bit more silver into that pig. And we're done.
Hooray!
Holding on to those same 4 arrows from the GT climb that we had. Or actually, no, after Viddy. We had just enough at the end of Viddy, that's right.
Yeah. Look at the 0 arrow count. Phenomenal.
Perfect. So Zakat finishes the race with an official time of 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 39 seconds, snagging a 4th place in this qualifier race. We had a first place finish out of Asder with a 125 and 4 seconds. Wolfie finished second with a 128.11. Nash Salter finished third with a 128.19. So some very close finish times here. The past 3 have only been within the last about 30 seconds. So now we get to see if our predictions of a possible Smith chain are correct, and seeing if that transitions into checking the sick kid for that very last item we need for Zeke.
Hopefully. Got fingers crossed. Hopefully he just goes.
Well, that's not a good start, because he could have done a moat clip over to the hammer pegs area there. Where are we going?
Oh, hey, we have a shovel.
Oh, that's right. We never checked that. Oh, wow.
Nope,
I forgot about
mushroom. Never
Oh,
mind.
we're doing mushroom
Listen,
first.
I hope I said flute on mushroom. I'm hoping I'm right. I gotta be right about something.
Honestly, I hope you are right too, because it's basically all signs are pointing. Go to Kakariko again.
Oh, shovel. Chess told me shovel was a piece of heart. Well, I tried.
Okay, I must have missed that. Apologies.
I mean, I did too, obviously. Are we not turning in the mushroom, Zeke?
We're getting
Zeke.
some blue potions. Oh, you just saw it in your quick swap. There we go.
There we go. Okay, cool.
And we find...
Oh, it's even worse.
Oh no. Where are we going?
$1.
We've got our hammer out. Where are we going? Going toward the swamp area. We're going to Dark World over there. Little trouble with the swimming portal. Like I said earlier, nobody likes swimming in this game.
Nope. Where are we going? Zeke, you need to be in the Dark World first.
Not necessarily. There is a method of getting to the front of swamp with the front already flooded. By pulling the dam, then doing a save and quit to the mountain, clipping into Hera, then clipping Hera to swamp. You can then go right into the dungeon with the front already flooded.
Oh, is that because as long as you don't transition and from the screen and you've already drained the dam, it stays drained?
Yes, and save and quit does not count as an overworld transition. Unfortunately, a flute does.
Ah. I just learned about the dam thing the other day, so I'm kind of excited that I pieced that together.
Mm-hmm. Now, unfortunately for Zeke, we know that there is not a small key in the front of Swamp. Actually, no, he's already unlocked it.
Yeah, he's already opened this.
So we are going to see much more of Swamp than we saw on ZaKat's side. Well, that's... I don't believe we saw where the Swamp Small Key was, but there it is.
Hey. Right, Zeke was in here earlier and did not have a hammer, so he was unable to... Well, he could have drained this and then had to save and quit, but clipped in so that he didn't have to, and just went straight to the front.
So let's see if once we are done with Swamp here, what is we're hoping that there's a smith chain into a sick kid check.
Hopefully, we're crossing our fingers.
Yeah.
Although, did we get both items out of desert when we were there the first time?
You know, I don't recall, but I don't think there was anything on Landmo.
That's probably true. If there's nothing on Landmo, then it makes sense that that makes sense as to why we're avoiding desert as a whole. And it's one item, I suppose. That makes infinitely more sense than what I'm talking about, but you know.
So setting up a bomb diver down here in the back. Trying to get on a particular vertical coordinates. Not quite right. Well, we're just going to push the statue.
Good old vanilla. Well, there's all 4 of our bottles. Plenty of flutes to go around.
As well as bottles to show to that sick kid.
Also very true. No matter how... it's extremely vital for him to do that, but you know.
Yeah. Can you imagine if the sick kid wanted more than 1 bottle before he actually gave you his item?
Oh, jeez. Oh,
There's a suggestion for your awful misers.
please. Next April Fool's festive. Let's go. Put 4 items there and you get 1 item for every bottle you have.
Oh no.
You're welcome. Hashtag randomizer suggestions. Someone else do it. I don't want credit for it.
Oh, Argus got a little bit away, but gets it on a second arrow. The hitbox for Argus is very weird when he starts sliding around in the water like that. It's not uncommon to see people miss several shots in trying to hit him.
Oh boy, left side swamp. Let's go.
Yeah, we do need to flood this side to get there.
Indeed, but we don't need the key, so we don't even have to dive her down.
We do still have to hit the switch again.
True.
No, we haven't found this seed. Cape and Birna. I wonder if one of them is over here.
Oh, yeah, and the book. We haven't found the book yet either.
I hope we don't find book here.
Aw, you don't want to keep going
No.
on more?
No. We just need to finish the ones we have. Yeah, I really hope we don't find book here.
How about a big key?
Well, that delays it. It's not necessarily not here.
All right, moment of truth.
What do we have?
It's 10 arrows.
Chest arrows. Whew. I'm glad.
That's no fun.
I mean, I'm sure that Zeke isn't happy to see that, but we're happy on his behalf that he doesn't find something that takes him somewhere else.
100%. Absolutely. I mean, he wants his cane.
Yeah. Where are we going? We're fake fluting. Where are we fluting? Oh, we're going to town.
Come on, Zeke.
Oh, come on! No, you're going away.
Zeke.
The house is
Zeke.
right there. No.
Zeke.
Oh, we got the smith chain I wanted, but not like this.
We're getting there. Maybe he'll remember that Sick Kid is a thing.
Maybe.
Maybe. Hopefully. All right, Dark World with Light World music is weird. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's some fake world stuff for you. Fake worlds are weird. No book, no book, no book.
$5 instead. Oh man, Zeke, you didn't want the 5 rupees on top of the 1,200 you already have? I really hope he grabs Purple Chest and then goes over to Sick Kid. And doesn't just go do Purple Chest. Zeke, do it. Come on. He's on bombs. Why is he on bombs and not the mirror? Zeke?
Oh, he's fluting away.
No.
Oh, flute potions! Those melted flutes! Oh no, we got the smith chain, but we're missing the most important part.
Well, there's some bombs. Well,
Alright, time to think. What have we forgotten? Oh, this could be... Oh no. We could see some
So
Palace
Zeke-
of Darkness clearing, we could see
Yeah.
some more Turtle Rock. I'm thinking this is more Turtle Rock right now.
oh, because, yeah, Zeke is definitely not afraid to do the mirror wrap into...
Actually, no, there shouldn't be any Turtle Rock, because we've already done everything there that would have not
requires
required
cane.
cane. Yeah, everything
Right.
else absolutely requires cane, so we should not go into Turtle Rock from here.
So where's he going?
Spike Cave, we have plenty of
Oh.
hearts.
Wait,
oh, no.
Zeke, no, Zeke, no.
See?
No, you can't get the cane here.
Yeah, it could be catfish.
Is it faster to get to Catfish this way?
From Death Mountain, probably yes.
Huh.
I'm trying to think if there is potentially a faster way than that. I mean, I'm not sure.
I mean, this does seem pretty speedy, so I will assume this is the fastest way.
At least in terms of clips that we can do. Crubell is correct. We'd be able to fake flute to 2, which would be faster still. But Catfish does not have the answer. Are we going to go into Palace of Darkness and kill Helmasaur?
Oh no. Maybe.
Nope, we're buying more flutes.
Well, with this much money, wouldn't you?
That is not the right shop.
Good effort, Zeke. Good effort.
We're getting a lot of melted flutes here. So where is Zeke gonna go now, though? I'm not entirely sure. Oh,
This
we are.
might be pod.
Yep, we're going right to pod from here. But this method does require going over and getting Kiki. Granted, we have plenty of money for that.
I'm never gonna get over just that you can just walk over a wall like that. One of these days I'll learn how, but today is not that day.
It's really just due to where the transition winds up putting you. I mean, you may be fully embedded within the collision, but the only space in front of you is completely open. So it's not really that you're walking on the wall, it's just that you're already there and just walking off of it.
That's fair, yeah.
Okay, so Zeke, I guess, never did pod earlier? Meaning we'll find a powder here, right?
Right. You know what happened? He tried the clip on Death Mountain and then got stuck on the wall and saved and quit.
Okay. So we'll find powder. That's another chance to go over to town and clean up some side quests. And we know we won't find Book here.
Exactly. Oh no. Well, I guess Book. So all the things that we were. So Book, Burna, and Cape could all be on right side GT.
Right. And we still haven't seen Spike Cave either. That is available to us with the amount of hearts and bottles that we have.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess the good news is once we find the king, all we have to do is go beat up on Vitreous.
Yeah, and we've already got the big key, so we can just head straight there.
And I mean Vitreous for real this time, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, not that fake Vitreous.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what, Zeke, why did you leave a chest?
I think he knew that one has to be a small key. Or at least, I hope that's the case.
Right. Key logic is still the same.
Yeah. There's the powder.
There it is. I guess since he left that key, I'm assuming he's planning on doing Hammer Yum.
I think he has to if he wants to be sure that he checks all available chests.
Yeah.
We do see the bombs being equipped, and we are going back on the bridge. I wonder what Q Zeke uses for the hammer jump. Some people like to use the melty face on the floor. Other people like to use the white circle on the wall.
Both methods that are probably better than what I use. Hey, gets it. That's pretty nice.
Okay, we do get to save that key, meaning we have access to everything else in the dungeon. Since we skipped that one key on the ledge over there.
Yeah, and Helma has an item.
Oh. I don't yeah, Zakat did not kill Helma, so I hope that's not Book.
Hole. Yeah, hopefully not.
So Zeke did leave behind... Oh, I guess we are just going straight to Helma here. All the rest of the chests must be key for key.
I believe so, yeah.
Getting right up in the statue's face to shoot it in the eye. I love it. That's a lot of bombs from the turtles.
It really is. Oh.
The rupee pack must have been swapped with the bomb pack.
I suppose. You're probably not wrong. Also, probably very okay seeing that, as we still have a ton of money.
Alright, so here's Helmasaur. We're arming the Speed Speed right off the bat, which makes the hammer hitbox a little bit better for this fight. Actually, a lot better.
And then 2 gold sword slashes, and Helma is down. Don't give us a book. Oh, it's $20.
Okay, so we have that powder we got from here, which should signal go to town and turn that in. I just hope we don't run by the sick kid again.
No, we probably will. I'm gonna guess that we will.
But the thing is, where do you go after that, though?
Nowhere, because I think he's out of locations.
Spike Cave, maybe. Spike Cave is, I think, the only thing we haven't seen.
I think so.
Yeah, this has been a weird seed overall. The just with certain item location placements, like finding Ether in Castle. Please don't go to TR. You can't find Kane there. You've already been there and cleared out the Kane-locked chests. Or the non-Kane-locked chests. Okay, you got stuck. Are you going to try again, or are you going to go elsewhere?
Looks like we're trying again.
Ether we found in the Hyrule Castle. So, not a great spot for a lot of people, I'm sure. But both of our runners wound up getting that Ether Medallion very early on. The 10 and 13 minute marks are when they first entered Hyrule Castle. Oh, it's a Mimic Cave check. Okay.
Oh, right, because he was here earlier and didn't have the hammer.
Right, okay. So we're not entering Turtle Rock, I hope. We're just checking out Mimics.
I hope we're not entering Turtle Rock. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah. No book, no book.
Oh,
no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Well, I guess at least Ether Tablet's not terrible to check, because it's right here.
It's not, and we did load up on blue potions, so Bombos won't be too slow to check. I wonder if after Ether we're gonna see Spike Cave. Oh, Dead Rock on the bridge.
Of course. So even the Dead Rock doesn't want him to go over here.
I would not call Bombos near sick kid. I would not say that at all. Especially when Zeke loaded up on blue potions. Oh, poor Zeke getting rocked by all these dead rocks.
They're rude. Worst enemy in the game. Flew into 6. Oh, I imagine we're just gonna hop up the little hill that's there.
We don't need to be in Dark World to do that, though, so that's a little weird.
Maybe a force of habit warp into the Dark World.
From the Flute to 6, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Ooh, only 20 rupees on both of those tablet checks. Now, unfortunately, Zeke did forfeit after the Bombos check here. Yeah, that cane off a sick kid is just... It's so easy to forget.
Yeah, especially with everything else that opened up in the world. Like getting back over to Kakariko is just a rough time.
Not only getting back to it, but just remembering that it's there. Oh, but we are going to at least see Zeke get the cane here. There it is.
There it is.
Zeke was not the only one to forfeit this seed, so it was rough for a lot of people on this one.
Zeke showing his love for the sick kid here. Love in quotes.
Yeah, I could hear them. Oh. Just expend all the resources on the poor guy.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up this qualifier. There are a few left. There are 12 scheduled total. We have 3 remaining. There is one tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern. And then one on Thursday at 8 Eastern. And then a final one on Friday at 5 Eastern. So we have a few more to go. And now these qualifiers are only for seeding. After that, we will move into a bracket stage. Where there will be some real stakes behind this all. Ooh.
That'll be fun.
You have any other thoughts on this seed tray?
No, it was a lot of fun to watch. Things were in fun places. It was a lot of fun to learn, honestly. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one thing that I love about this game is that there's always so much to learn and so much to teach.
Absolutely. For those still here, definitely give our runners a follow if you haven't had a chance.
Mhm.
Quite the show here, and my co-com here. You know, for what we do.
Yeah. And
Plus our tracker.
Kippy.
Kippy. Yep.
And of course, we would like to thank SpeedGaming for hosting the restream for us here. We always appreciate it. And with that, we will bid you all adieu.
Have a good evening.